Good afternoon. It is Tuesday afternoon here at the PPAI Expo. I wish we were in Vegas, and I'm sure all of you do as well, but we're making the best of this virtual experience. My name's Andy Hudson. I'm Director of Marketing, and we're glad you're joining us this afternoon for our brand exclusive presentation. Just a few nuts and bolts before I introduce our presenter. Please keep yourselves on mute and your cameras off during the presentation, except for the presenters, of course. And if you have any questions, you can use the chat function, or at the end, we will have a Q&A time. If your question is relevant in the chat for the whole group, I'll be happy to ask it on your behalf. Other than that, we are giving away a wonderful gift today, courtesy of our brand partner. We'll tell you about that a little bit later. You've got to watch the entire presentation before we can tell you about that. So with that, I'm going to introduce Raul Garcia from our team, the Incentive Concepts team. And Raul, if you could kindly introduce our presenter this afternoon. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Hopefully everybody's having a good day too. I know Incentive Concepts had a rough start yesterday, but I think we worked out all the kinks and everyone's up and running. But hopefully everyone's enjoying the virtual reality show, if you will, that we have. I would certainly love to introduce with Nordic Ware, Cindy King. She is new to the brand, but very well seasoned within the industry. So her knowledge is exceptional in what we do and how we service our customers. And with that, I will leave it with Miss King.
Thank you, Raul. Thank you, Andy. Hi, everyone. And thank you for joining the call today, the presentation. I thought what I would do today, since we are still a relatively newer brand with Incentive Concepts, is really just go over the brand, who we are, and what sort of products we make, rather than focus on what's going to be new this year. So let me pull up my screen with my presentation and we'll get started.
Looks good, Cindy. It's loading right now. Good. It's loading right now. Looks great.
Awesome.
Perfect.
All right. Okay. So I wanted to start out with just kind of a timeline of our history of our company. This year, we are actually celebrating our 75th anniversary, which is really exciting. And you'll see a lot of marketing. We're going to have some unique items just to celebrate the 75th anniversary. So it'll be a big push in the second half of the year for our company. But basically, Nordic Ware started right after World War II in 1946. And it was founded by Dave Dahlquist and Dottie Dahlquist. When he returned from World War II, they decided they wanted to launch a kitchenware company, and they actually started it in the basement of their home. And as the company was getting off the ground, they got approached by a local woman, and she was looking for a particular pan called the Kugelhof pan. And so we prototyped it and we created this pan, which turned out to be the very first bundt cake pan back in 1950. And then in 1964, we started diversifying our business a little bit, and we actually pioneered the first nonstick coatings for cookware and bakeware. So not sure if people are even aware of that part of our business. But really, the bundt cake took off in 1966. Pillsbury is based here, and they did their Pillsbury Bake Off contest, and the Tunnel of Fudge Cake won second place that year. And the baker actually used one of our bundt cake pans, and that really put the bundt cake pan on the map. And today it's the bundt cake is what we're mostly known for. And to date, over 70 million bunts have been sold throughout our history. So bundt pan is still a major, major part of our business. And then in 1981, another exciting category started for us. This is back when microwaves really started to take place across households. We introduced the micro go round, which enabled your plate to spin inside of your microwave to give you basically even heating around the plate. So back then, the microwaves didn't have a rotating plate. So that has now grown into a category of microwave products of over 30 different items, and it's a very strong category for us. So again, we're celebrating our 75th anniversary. Over 90% of our products are made here in the United States, right here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which we are very proud of in non-COVID times, and enables us to have very quick turnaround times, which people really appreciate with us. We also are family owned, so it's still family owned. We have over 3 generations of the family within the business, which is great to see. So always, I feel like with a family owned company, you have that longevity, you have a consistent vision with the company, which I think is important. So some of our capabilities that we have just from a design standpoint, we do all of our product design is done in-house, as well as our engineering of our tooling. And then we can do all of our packaging in-house, and we have our own photography studio. So if you guys have seen some of our images that we have out there, we do all of that in-house. We have a lot of great beauty shots that you can use for websites. And then from a manufacturing standpoint, we have a lot of capabilities. So we do metal stamping and forming. So some of our products are formed, which I can point out in the presentation. And then die casting. So that would be anything with that intricate design, like a bundt cake or a cookie stamp. Metal spinning is another process we use. So you'll see that with our walks, for example. They take a flat piece of metal and it spins into shape, which is really cool to see in person. And then we have the injection and compression molding, and that would be for like our microwave items. And then lastly, our nonstick application that we do in our cookware, bakeware, and then we actually have a commercial side of the business for that as well. So just kind of an overview of our product categories that we have. We have 5 main categories, bakeware being the largest and what we're mostly known for. That includes everyday bakeware like baking sheets, pizza pans, and then of course the bundt cake. Cookware would be griddles, woks, skillets, stock pots. Microwave would be bacon trays, popcorn poppers, spatter covers. And then grillware, we make grill toppers, baskets, griddles, which we'll get into. And finally, kitchen tools and gadgets, which we just relaunched last year. So diving into our everyday bakeware, our naturals collection is our most popular selling collection. And our naturals aluminum bakeware is uncoated, so it does not have a non-stick finish. And this is actually the preferred pan for your serious or professional bake. They prefer to not have that non-stick finish on the pans. They're all made from 100% aluminum. So with aluminum, you're not going to have your pans ever rust, and you're going to get more even baking throughout. So you're not going to pull out your pan and have one end of your cookies darker than the other, which is nice. And then a huge selling feature is we put this encapsulated core steel rim around the edge, and this prevents the pan from warping. So I don't know if you've ever experienced when you've had a pan in the oven and then you hear this loud bang noise in your oven, and you open up the oven and your pan is all twisted. So this rim prevents that from happening. So your pans are going to last a really long time, and they're all backed with a lifetime warranty. And these come in 2 different finishes. So we have our shiny coat, basically shiny finish, and then we have the one with a grid-like pattern. That's our prism collection, which gives you a little bit more airflow underneath, especially if you're making like sheet pan meals with chicken and vegetables and you want them crispy. That's a great pan to use for that. And then we do have a non-stick version of our bakeware. So it has this gold finish. Again, it's 100% aluminum. Our non-stick is PFOA free, so you don't have to worry about any sort of toxic chemicals in our non-stick finish. And again, it's all made here in the USA. It has the same encapsulated rim, and it gives you that even heating, regular uncoated pans.
So Cindy, it's Andy. We've got some great comments coming in because I asked people what their favorite baked goodies were. And
Oh,
we had a banana bread. I think Kelly is her name. She said banana bread or chocolate jumbo cookies. And we've got
very
a
nice.
couple people saying they're hungry based on all these pictures you're showing.
I know. I say that every day when I'm looking at these images on a daily basis, and it's tough.
Well, and Raul likes brownies, hopefully a la mode, because I love a la mode brownies.
Ooh,
But
gotta have it.
looking good so far. I do want to just ask Raul a quick question, if you don't mind me interrupting. Raul, what would be some examples of a program that like a multi-piece set might work for?
Yeah. So actually, what's interesting is we have a number of loyalty programs that I don't want to call it a point burner. It's more of an entry level type thing. But this is the bundles that they can create for us come in at a very, very great price point, which for those people that don't necessarily have the number of points to get to the next level, but they have enough for something of quality. And this is again, a great value, great perceived value that would work very nicely.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. Keep whetting our appetites here with these awesome photos.
All right, so moving into the specialty bakeware. So obviously, I've talked a lot about the bundt cake already. So this would be our cast aluminum. So we do a variety of items in cast aluminum. So first here on the left, this is our anniversary, our 70th anniversary bundt pan here featured. And then we do loaf pans. You can see this beautiful citrus loaf from our our spring collection, I'm sorry, with all the details of the lemon in there. And then cookie stamps. These are really a fun way to mix up. Instead of using cookie cutters, you roll the dough into little balls, and then you can basically stamp in the different designs, which is fun. And then we have cakelets. So here's one of our winter designs of a snowflake, but we have throughout all of the seasons, different cakelets, and then in our everyday as well. So these are, again, backed by our lifetime warranty, and they're all heavy duty aluminum. So again, you're going to get that even heating, and these do have a non-stick finish. So it's going to come out of the pan. You should always spray it though with a flour-based spray, or if you're using a regular spray, then you want to brush some flour in there so when you go to release it, nothing sticks or stays behind. So a little tip when you're making your bundt cakes. And then here's some other specialty items. So that item in the middle is our angel food cake, and the one on the right, that bundt cake pan, that is a formed version. So when I was talking about our different capabilities, these are going to be a lower price point than the bundt pans that are made from cast aluminum. So just so you can kind of see, you're not going to get, like in that bundt cake, you're not going to get the level of detail that you're going to get in a traditional bundt. And then on the left, we have one of our springform pans, which now we have a 9-inch and a 7-inch. The 7-inch will go inside of an Instant Pot, which is good to know. So these are 3 key items from just the specialty standpoint. Great items for us. And then we have cookware. We have a variety of collections within the cookware, and just a lot of different options. Believe it or not, we're actually the largest domestic manufacturer of griddles and woks. So just a little tidbit of information. So here I have pictured our searing pan from the Texas Skillet collection. And then on the bottom is a Texas skillet. And then here we have our big bowl wok. It's a 12-inch wok featured. And these are all made with aluminized steel. And what's great about aluminized steel is it's going to work on a traditional stovetop as well as an induction stovetop. So if it doesn't have that steel in it, then it's not going to work on an induction stove. So just FYI, and these are traditionally backed up with a 10-year warranty. And then we have a variety of specialty cookware. On the left is one of our pancake pans. This is our emoji pancake pan, but we have them seasonally. So we have a holiday one, we have a Halloween one. So a variety of different pancake pans. This in the center, we call it our bacon pan, but really you can make anything with it. You can use tater tots, you could do salmon, bacon. What's nice about it, if you do like an item like bacon, the grease is going to fall to the bottom of the pan. So it's a little healthier way to make an item like bacon or tater tots, French fries. And then over here is one of our griddles. This is a reversible griddle that we make, and it works. You can use that on your grill, or you can use it indoors on your stovetop. And then microwave, moving into our third category. This is a huge category for us. A lot of volume is driven here. The spatter cover, which is pictured, well, this is the popcorn, but the plastic spatter cover is what you put in the microwave to cover your plate to keep it from your food from spattering and dirtying up your microwave. That's our #1 selling item in units of all of Nordic Ware. So we actually produce those 24 hours a day. So it's a huge item for us. And the 4 strongest kind of categories within the microwave are any sort of bacon item. So we have a variety of different bacon cookers, some with lids, some without lids, that we offer. And then we have 3 different popcorn poppers. So this one is the deluxe one. It comes with a lid. So the lid doubles as a bowl, which is nice. But we have 3 different offerings in the popcorn makers, and you don't have to use oil in these, so it's a healthier way to make popcorn. And then our egg cookers are extremely popular. This one's one of my favorite items. This is the egg and muffin, and you can literally make your breakfast in under a minute. You cook the egg in the microwave for 45 seconds and it turns out perfectly, and you just pop it on an English muffin or a bagel and you're out the door. So it's a great way to make breakfast when you're on the move. And then here lastly is that spatter cover that I was just talking about. So #1 item in units.
Cindy, it's Andy again. That egg cooker that you're showing, I have one of those and I love it as well. I actually put like some green chilies in with my egg and stir it up and then put it on a tortilla with some cheese and salsa, and it's fantastic. So
oh, that's a great idea. Very nice.
Delicious.
And we have a ton of video content out there on our YouTube channel and on our website as well to show you how to use these products and also to give you great recipe ideas as well. So thanks for bringing that up. Other ways to use the egg and muffin, not just a bagel or a muffin. And these are all BPA and melamine free, and they have a 5-year warranty. And then we have our 365 grilling line, and our grilling line is the only complete grillware collection made in the USA. So not sure if you are aware of that. Pictured here is our set of 2 burger trays. So these are a very popular item for us. Here you can see on the left, one of our items is the patty maker, and it's double-sided. So you can make stuffed patties, and you can do a square shape or you can do a round shape. And this middle item is the cheese dome, and we make this in an 8-inch or a 10-inch. So you can use it to melt cheese on your burgers, or you can use it like here if you're making vegetables. So a variety of uses. And all of these items can, again, be used on the grill, on the stove inside, or in your oven even. And then lastly, this pictured is the grill and shake basket. So I love this item. Just put a bunch of veggies in there and throw them on the grill. It's perfect. I've taken it camping for that purpose. So just a great item that's has a variety of uses. And then customization is something that we have the ability to do at this moment in time. we're doing pad stamping, and this is an example of a program we're working on currently. So this is taking, we have an order for these big bowl walks, and we're personalizing the handle on the walks. So one thing to note, especially with like cookware like this, you have to be cognizant of where you're placing the stamping, because obviously you don't want the stamping to be, you don't want to put it on the bottom where it's going to be exposed to heat, because it's just going to wear off quickly over time. So that's one limitation. So that's why in this example, it's on the handle, but we do have the customization available. So just be aware of that, because I know that is huge in this industry to have that ability.
And Cindy, about the customization, and maybe Raul can chime in here, is it's my understanding that these have some pretty longer lead times. We do get a lot of requests for, quick turnaround decoration, which we can do for many of our brands, but this one might need a little bit longer lead time. Do you know offhand the lead time or approximate?
Yeah, just with the current demand of our factory right now, like the current lead time with this particular program is about 75 days. Actually, it's a little shorter. It's about 60 days, but that's once we've approved the design, the artwork, all of that. So when things start to calm down a little bit post-COVID, that could be a shorter time frame, but I'd say 60 to 75 days to be safe for production.
Okay, just anticipating that question out there from some of our viewers. So thank you.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. And ideally, we would like to have a minimum of at least 2,000 units if we're going to do customization. So just keep that in mind too.
Great.
And I apologize, this picture is a little blurry. This is an example of one of the bundles that we've put together that Raul was speaking to in the beginning. So this is a baking bundle that we've put together for Incentive Concepts. And it's a great set that really offers you a little bit of everything if you're looking to bake. It has a silicone baking mat, a half sheet baking sheet. It has an original bundt cake, a mix, a cookbook, and spatulas. So this is a great representation of some of the other types of bundles we have. We have a microwave bundle. I think we have a breakfast bundle put together. So you can reach out to your rep to find out what all is available. But as you can see, it really does, and this one especially has a variety of items that offers a value to your customers.
Right. And Cindy, that's and our viewers, that's the bundle that we're actually giving away today. Thank you, Cindy, for donating that, by the way. And head on over to incentiveconcepts.com/generations, because Nordic Ware has been around for generations. So incentiveconcepts.com/generations to enter for that, and it'll remain open until the top of the hour. Sorry to interrupt there, Cindy, but I just wanted to point that out while you're highlighting this wonderful bundle.
No, perfect. Thank you for that. And actually, that brings my presentation almost to a close. So really the advantage is that we are, again, family owned and operated. So I think, as I said previously, it really gives you a consistent vision of the company goals and values. We manufacture a variety of everyday specialty and seasonal products. Over 90% of our product is made in the USA. So you're not going to be reacting to market activity, or you're not going to have to react to market activity like you would with imported items. And there's going to be much shorter lead times in theory in a normal world. And then, tariff trade wars is another example of what you wouldn't have to worry about when you're working with a company that's made in the USA. And we do customized product as well. I don't know if that's something that there are like higher minimums of about 5,000 units if you wanted to do something custom, but it is something that we can do. So, and many of our products are backed by a lifetime guarantee, which I think is just so important to the consumer to have that confidence when they're spending a little bit more on a product.
Excellent, excellent.
That's it.
Cindy, that was fantastic. Thank you very much. Raul, do you have anything to add about maybe some other ways that Nordic Ware can be utilized in our industry?
No, excuse me, I'll make sure I'm off of mute there. Yeah, so no, and like I said, we've got some key product, right? Like the bun pan will stand on its own. Some of the cookie presses will stand on their own. There's a lot of things that will stand on their own, but what we can bring, the value that Incentive Concepts can bring, is we can bundle a lot of the stuff that just wouldn't make sense, right? It's something that you wouldn't think of. So we have the ability and the warehousing space to go ahead and put things together to meet point values, perceived values, a theme, whatever the circumstances are regarding the product. So again, not just the product sells itself, but with our ability in our warehousing, we have the capability to go ahead and make it more than what it is as a standalone.
Excellent, excellent. Okay. I'm going to remind everybody again to go over to incentiveconcepts.com/generations. That's plural, generations, to enter for that baking bundle. It includes a half baking sheet, silicone baking mat, a spatula set, bundt pan, a vanilla cake mix, and a cookbook. So Kelly, you were on the chat earlier. I think it's Kelly, if I said that right, talking about how this stuff looks amazing. So you might have to get your hands on that and start baking some bunts on your own. But if you have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat, or you can just open up your camera and audio if you have any audio questions. You must have done a great job, Cindy. Nobody's asked.
No questions?
No questions. I'm sure people will have questions, and you can come over to our booth, incentiveconcepts.com/PPAI, and join us. We'll be there tomorrow. We'll be there Thursday. Cindy's spending part of her time this week with us, which we really appreciate. And I'm sure she'd be willing to meet with you to take a deeper dive into the products or talk to you about some of the other features. We're getting a lot of thank yous out there, Cindy. So fantastic job. Any closing thoughts, Cindy?
No, I just want to thank you for taking the time to come and listen to my presentation, and hopefully you learned a little bit more about Nordic Ware and who we are and what kind of products that we offer and the variety of products that we make. So,
and I have to point out that awesome background you have behind you, Cindy.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, everybody. Well, hey, have a great afternoon. I know PPAI extended the open hours until 5 p.m. Central. So if you want to spend some more time in our booth, you have an hour and a half still. Make sure to enter for that baking bundle at incentiveconcepts.com/generations. Raul, thanks a lot for your help, Cindy. Thank you as always, and have a great afternoon.